Pardon me?
Do you guys ever eat moose here?
Eat moose? It's part of our staple diet. Codfish and moose. Sure, yeah.
Hi, welcome back to another episode of SFLive. This time, Kai tries to find a moose. We are here in Newfoundland, and so far the trip has been a complete bust. Been out here for 45 minutes, close to an hour now. Haven't seen a single moose. Anyway, while we're out here, we're also visiting with Maritime Resources and catch up with Garrett McDonald, President and CEO of the company, because he thinks he can take the company into production by the end of next year. Usually the projects we visit, they're years away from production, if they even get there. But Garrett thinks he can do it within the next 12 months, and we're excited to catch up with him and find out if he's actually full of if he actually can deliver.
We are heading to the Hammerdown project site, which is about 10 minutes from our office in Springdale. Paved highway, power line, pretty well within a kilometre of the site. Then we turn off the paved highway to Kings Point, actually, into the Hammerdown site.
Maritime is working on reopening the Hammerdown gold mine near the town of Kings Point. CEO Garrett McDonald showed me around the old mine site.
So Garrett, we're here at Hammerdown, but where are we walking to right now?
Yeah, we're right in the open pit area. That was the first part of the Hammerdown development. We're walking just down here around the right to the underground portal. So the mine was closed in 2004. It's currently flooded. And we're exploring all around the area here on surface. And we're actually standing right now in the open pit.
Oh, Garrett, we got to talk about this.
Yeah, this is some of the mineralization here. Yeah. So there'll be a number of different veins and sulfides through here. You can see it going this way. And it actually is the trend of Hammerdown goes this direction and straight down in there. So the crown pillars at the bottom of the pit. And the pit, you remember the little tail, that takes off to the left of those pine trees up there. Yeah. So you're kind of seeing the size of the pit. It's not big, but there's a lot of ounces in a small area right there.
Yeah. It's very dense and compact. You can see that right here.
Yeah.
And you can really see the structure going in this direction. So.
Yeah, exactly.
So we drove up here Hammerdown Access Road, and we're just by the side of the small open pit right here.
Our focus, our priority is to restart the Hammerdown project. It was a mine here back from 2000 to 2004, a very high-grade mine with an average grade of over 15 grams per ton, and it operated at $300 per ounce at that time with an 8-gram cutoff grade. Today's environment's a lot different, $1,800 per ounce. We see an opportunity to start up Hammerdown in the 50 to 70,000 ounce a year range. So we're now going through a feasibility study for the project, and that funds the growth, I think, from the future. We've got great exploration potential. So as a development company, we'll be able to fund that exploration, continue growing it, hopefully to get to the 100,000 ounce a year production profile that I think we can do.
With Garrett's ambitious timeline for bringing Hammerdown back into production, I wanted to talk to the local community and hear their thoughts. For that, I spoke to Perry Blanchard, a town councillor for Kings Point, a small community close to the site.
So in Newfoundland and Labrador right now, the government has mandated 5 new mines by 2030. There are funding opportunities for junior mining exploration companies, to help them get established and to invest in finding new resource. We have a government that's investing a lot in new technology and the technology sector. The oil and gas industry, there's been some challenges in the last little while. Agriculture, which was a bit of a rich history for us, has taken a bit of a downturn, and we see that sometimes with the coverage of food security and so on in the province, especially in these rural areas where it's quite challenging for the government to find investment and to find the opportunities for economic stimulus. We still have a demographic in the town that commutes across Canada and works in a lot of the mining operations that we have from coast to coast. The inquiries really are about when is Maritime going to start, and when can I get a job. As a town councillor, I realize that sometimes it is difficult to create that stimulus in a small rural setting. I like it that I'm a part of an organization that will have an impact in this community of Kings Point. and some of the smaller communities in the region. I'm looking forward to being a part of the growth of the economy in this community once again, and experiencing the growth that comes along with a successful mining operation next door.
Visiting the Hammerdown open pit, Garrett pointed out some young trees that had recently been planted by students from Kings Point, and I managed to get in touch with Principal Ryan Kelly to tell me a bit more about the community's relationship with the company.
They were actually the first to reach out to us and touch base, and they've been a great learning partner. One of the projects that they first partnered on with us, they asked us to come here and plant a number of trees that our students planted here on site at Maritime. The demographics of our community, we actually have 50% of our children have a father or mother that flies out every 2 weeks to all parts of Canada and otherwise even international. So we're looking forward to those people being drawn back and being able to work from home and form, like I said, that family unit.
So Ryan, the area traditionally is known for fishing, maybe some forestry as well. Mining has been more on the back burner. Like Richmond left here in 2004. There's a couple other mines, but further away in the area. Like, how is mining impacting sort of the economics of the town itself? Like, how is it substituting? How is it helping? And how are you preparing the kids for the next step in life?
Yeah, that's a great question. So in Kings Point, this is going to provide so much. I'm so proud because we're going to have students that are going to leave our high school and hopefully have a partnership before they leave, so that they're going to have some skills and some specific essential skills that they're going to be able to bring to the mining industry.
Last year, exploration companies raised almost $300 million for projects in the province. This is significantly higher than in previous years, so there's definitely a gold rush happening on the Rock. Larry Pilgrim, a geologist born and raised in the area, seemed like the right person to quiz on that.
In the last few months, there's been a real uptick in exploration in Newfoundland. It's a perfect storm when it comes to exploring for gold. It's the price of gold. It's up $1,800 US, and it's maintained that. When we mined Hammerdown in 2004, I was chief geologist here, gold was down so low as $265 an ounce. So nobody's really looking for gold then, right? But now with the price of gold, people are looking for more deposits. A couple of juniors came in and made a couple of good new discoveries, good new intersections, and that really brought the focus back. And the market took a look at it and said, yeah, well, there's a possibility there that we can make money and just invest some money in Newfoundland, and that's exactly what's happening now. Within a couple of years, you're going to see a couple of new gold deposits in Newfoundland for sure.
I've got to ask you an unfair question to wrap it all up. Which one is your favorite child?
Oh, right at this moment, it would probably be the fluoride zone, because I've worked in this environment quite a long time. It's the first time I've really seen a good porphyry and or epithermal system. And normally we're looking for, as geologists in this area, we're looking at big veins with big blowouts with quartz and sulfides, but you don't see any of this because it's silicon undersaturated. It's got the potential for something really, really big, right? And I'm not hanging up my geo hammer very soon, but I would like to hang my head on something like this. We made a big discovery here, so.
Yeah, so really the next 12 to 18 months for us is to get through the feasibility study, sort of in Q1 of next year, we believe. We're now working on the remaining technical work for the study. Earlier this year, we did get the project released from the environmental assessment, which is a big milestone for us. So there's some remaining permitting to do for the project. But if everything comes together, by the middle of next year, we're looking at starting site construction. Yeah. So it's not too far away, and then by the end of 2022, likely we'll be in production.
Yeah. Site construction. I overheard the other day that you're already thinking about clearing the land as well. So you are going into production. Like, you made that decision pending the outcome of the feasibility study, which I'm assuming is going to be positive.
Yeah, we're taking some early steps now to take advantage of the conditions we have on site. We have great access to the site. So road access is here at Hammerdown. We're very close to infrastructure. We did get some early works permits that allow us to get a bit of a jump start on construction when we start up in the summertime, when we decide to build the project, and arrange all the project financing. But yeah, we've done all the things we can do to give it the best chance to get started quickly next year. Yeah.
So if your 70,000 ounce a year production is the ice cream sundae, the exploration side is the cherry on top.
Exactly.
Talk about the cherry.
Yeah. So our exploration program now is, we're in the middle of a 40,000 meter program, so we've completed 20,000 meters. It's the biggest program that we've ever done as a company. And we're starting now to branch out from the Hammerdown deposit and the Orion deposit that we have. And we're looking at near mine targets first. Those are ounces that we could hopefully add into the mine plan quickly. Shallow, high-grade resources is what we're focused on in close proximity to the existing resources that we have. And secondly, we're now testing a few targets that we've identified through a number of new geophysical programs, good old-fashioned prospecting on the ground and trenching and seeing some brand new things that we haven't seen before. Those are, I guess, call them the blue sky targets. They're discovery potential, and a land package that we have great access to. There's a lot of potential for those targets to come into the mine plan in the future, we hope. But we're taking the investment now to test them and see if they can happen.
So we spent over 12, 13 hours with the team, and I just wanted to share some thoughts and impressions I had while on site, while interacting with the community here as well. And one thing is the community that I noticed. It is a very tight-knit community. Kings Point, 650 people. Springdale is a bit bigger, but there are big stakeholders in what is going on at Hammerdown and how this project is being developed, because the project is going to have a big impact on the community, and they're all pulling on the same string. They're all pulling the same direction. That is great to see, and that gives me a lot of confidence, because social license these days is even more important than any permitting you can get from the government. But also the company has government support. Permitting is being done very quickly or in a timely manner without cutting corners. And it seems like the project will be in production in Q4 2022. We will get a feasibility study from the company in Q1 2022 to highlight the final financial details, what it would look like in the economics. That is important as well. But the company is already making strides towards production. Land clearing is going to start any day here now on site. That has me really confident in the development, because if management is confident to start clearing trees, which is a bit environmental impact, then I can be confident that they are moving forward with the production, and we can assume that even the feasibility study will be positive. It reminds me a lot of another company I've been a big shareholder of and had huge success with, and I'm hoping to repeat that one with Maritime Resources. If you like this video, make sure to follow us on YouTube, follow us on Twitter, leave a comment, leave a like, and let us know what else you want to see from a site visit video. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll be back soon with more. We actually saw a moose, we ate moose, we had fantastic moose sausage and moose jerky, so overall I'd say this trip was a huge success. Lots of sign for moose, but apparently they don't cross where the sign is.
Well, even as roadkill, it's still grass-fed, so we
Grass-fed
know it.
roadkill. Yeah. Freezer's full of moose meat. Definitely having some moose this week. Great success.